Good morning. This Sichah is the first Sichah in Kolel of Beis. It's, of course, part of the project Likkutei Sichos, page 56. It says, Amidig Yisrael, as by Marayim bringen a kind of Bri, so shall Avram Avinu Olav Hashem, as im State Vazug, a Kvaters. Ish Bechuli. It's known, the famous minig, that when we bring a child into the bris of Avram Avinu, so the first people that are mishtatev in the bris are the kvaters. Who are the kvater? Ish. This is a couple. The kvaterin, bringing them kin some tier from Beis HaKnesses, other cheder, who is moldem kin, or the kvater nem von ir dem kind, bring them some kisi shalal. So what happens is that the mother, which is the kvaters, the kvaterin brings the child to the door of the shul, or if it's not, or if let's say it's in a house, it brings to the room where the bris is going to take place, and then the kvater, the man, takes the child and brings him to Kisei Shalio. It's interesting in Ha'ara Aleph, in Ha'ara 1, so the Rebbe says that where does this lashon of kvaters come from? So the Rebbe brings a Maramokim, it's called Kavod Tir. Kvater is Malashon Kavod Tir. It's like an honor for the door. Okay, Minig Yisrael Teiri. So as we know, Minig Yisrael is Teiri, or like the Gemara says Minig Abisenu Teiri. It's moving as Eich or Der Minig by Yidin is Teiri. So this Minig of a Kvater is a Minig it's Teira. It's Minig Yisrael's Teiri. The Rebbe says, as if them begin, das was an Isha, Chotschef Ir is nitog die Mitzvah Lomo b'chodik kamon, is arangefed bedafke, as is on Messiah sein to Mitzvah Mila, is da kein smart when I'm Parshasero. So this that a woman was involved in the mitzvah of bringing, or this minig of bringing a child into the bris, even though there's no mitzvah for the woman to give the child the bris, it's on the chiyuv is on the father. So we could still find a siyua, a help, and an allusion to in our parsha. Now the Rebbe says this: the pasuk V'yem Hashmini Yimo B'Sar Lasa Mrs. Mila steht in der parsha von Isha ki Tazria v'Yod Zocher. So this that in our parsha says, and on the 8th day, Yimo B'Sar Lase, that on the 8th day, should give the child a bris, and Mitzvah Mila, which is brought in the Parsha, in our Parsha, Parsha's Tazria, or as the Rambam says, Isha Ki Tazria, that's the Parsha, what it's called, V'yodu Zocher, V'alcharedin Retvegen Teres Heiledis, which speaks about the birth of a child, on behalf of their pasuk, Isha Atzmek Life Noftem. Then it speaks about, and our Parsha speaks about, the beginning of Parshas Tazria speaks about first the son being born, and then when the female is being born. Hagam as the mitzvah von Oyem Hashmini Yimo is the chiyuv v'slikt al ha'av lamos b'nei. So even though we know that the mitzvah of circumcision is placed dafka on the father, Mashenkan al Isha is indemnitam mechiyuv. However, on the woman there is no chiyuv whatsoever. The Gemara learned up as is do shakavitarian machlekes and Isha's cheer lamu. As the Gemara learns, and there's a whole back and forth, if b'chlal if a woman gives a bris, if it's kosher or not, alpha became she the mitzvah in their parsha v'ganai ledis. Nevertheless, this parsha speaks about about a woman who gives birth over the ish baal red gar nid der mond. Und ich dem pasuk guf wie meshmini mal b'shalos steht nit befirish. As does Starf Thunder, first of all, this parsha speaks about a woman who gives birth. And the pasuk doesn't make any mention of the husband at all. Also, the pasuk on the 8th day, Imo B'Sar Lasi, does not say explicitly that the father has to perform it. Was das ist kanal, akaponim ardemes, an Isha, as an Isha, the shakas of mitzvah mila, was dixich in them was the is a kvaterin by a bris. So, as we mentioned,
Imo the lashon zaslan. Yeah, but it's on the actual person, not necessarily on the father.
Yeah. Yimo B'Sar Lasi is going on that. But the fact is, so what do we see from there? This alludes to the idea that a woman has some standing concerning the mitzvah of bris, which is demonstrated by the fact that she may serve as a kvater by the bris. So we said in Aleph, we said that we know the minig of a child being brought into the bris of Avraham Avinu. So it starts off with a kvaters, and the kvaterin brings the child to the door, and then the kvater, the man, takes the child and brings him to Kisei Shalel. It's known the minig Yisrael's Terehi. So this minig is Terehi. So, and the Rebbe says that a woman, even though there's no chiyah for the woman to give a bris to herself, and there's no, as the Rebbe is going to explain soon, there's no mitzvah for the woman to actually give the child a bris, but nevertheless, there's something alluded to in our parsha, this idea of a kvater. Now, it says that Rebbe said that the pasuk which is in our parsha, speaks about the Yeledus Zohar and Yeledus Nekeva, but at the end of the day, it's going on the Yeledus. And this idea of does not say explicitly by the man, so you must say that the fact is that this alludes to the idea that a woman has some standing concerning the mitzvah of Milah, which is demonstrated by that the woman is involved in being a kvatrin. Base. Bekam Bekemis is by Yidin, their minig, nitzu nemen an isha muberes als kvatrin, bringing them king of Beis HaKnesses. Now, regarding in many places, there's a minig not to designate a pregnant woman as a kvatrin, to bring the child to the shul. That's how it is in many, many places. Since this is the minig Yisrael in many places not to have a woman who's pregnant be a kvater, it is muban as oich das hatanar in Torah. So it must be that this has a place in Torah. And as it's known also what the Rashba says, that even if something is, let's say, it's like a baba maisa, which doesn't really have a mucker, nevertheless, you cannot push it off. Huh? Say again?
No.
Yeah, something which has the baba maisas, you can't just go ahead and just question it, etc. So it's a very, very a minig is a very big thing. Even though sometimes our minhagim are based on shtusim. Now, if they're minig as a mubaraz on the zaykin kvatrin, bekibrach kamatamim. Now, there are numerous reasons given for the custom of not using a pregnant woman as a kvater. Either tzilip sakana, either because of it's dangerous, machmas shash ayin hara v'eit, out of concern of ayin hara, evil eye, or other reasons. As the minig is nit verbunden mit der seitige Sibat of Shash, was hat sakana la ubrach Yisruza, nor da shaychus in the negir zum inyan a minig von kvaten. But the Rebbe says is that at the end of the day, since it's a minig Yisrael was established with the utmost precision, as known, it makes sense to say that the custom is not just negated to like a side reason or worry. Rather, not using a pregnant woman is connected to the central idea and custom of a kvater. So regarding the reason for custom in general, Piddish, as we say that a Jewish custom is Torah. Aleph, das is azaf was had a take from Torah, in the Shanis, first of all, it's a Jewish custom, and the customs have a force of Torah and has to be adhered. As we know, the custom of our forefathers is in our hands, and as the Lashon goes, do not veer from the customs of the forefathers. And based on minig is eich ahira Torah if in teichen ingam yuchel mitzvah and velcha eres. As well, the custom also serves as an instruction Torah for the particular subject the mitzvah pertains. Gimel shleimar bir bezeh. What's the explanation? Behektim. So, Alder Zevis is der minig anal from kvaten by a brisk. If it been eich by nisui chosim and kala was tachlisim is there inyan from pruder voil. And then there's one of bones as a zug sheshuvinem untifin. The chosin the kala to the chuppah. Now, to preface this question of why pregnant women are not kvater, so the custom also by a kvater similarly defined by chasna, by a marriage, which the whole purpose of marriage is to bring forth sons and daughters. So the marriage ceremony, known as the shishuvinin, the utafers in Yiddish, they accompany the chasna and kala to the chuppah. What Eirich by them is minig Yisrael as an isham ubers, halzal zayin the utiferin. Here as well, the Jewish custom is not to ask a pregnant woman to act as an utifer. What Eirich by there, it's now state in Svarim. So,
If the mother is pregnant,
huh?
if the mother of the chasna kala is pregnant, she shouldn't be an interference.
Yeah, that's the minig over there. Now, I'll finish this paragraph, and I want to look in the R 29 because the Rebbe says a very interesting lashon. So you find that the side interference should not be side the kvater, the couple. If they're pregnant, the woman should not be a kvater, and also by a chasna, if a woman is pregnant, the mother of the kala of the chasna is pregnant, she should not be an interference. Now, state this for him as the beidim enogam mishayches to anishim uberes as the Zayin at kvaten by a bris milah or nitkein shishuvina by a chuppah choda min hagdu. So it says in Svarim, it's brought down in the Minchas and other people, that this idea that a woman should not be pregnant by a kvater, a bris milah, or by a chuppah it's 1 minute. Al pizes verstandig as dem tam with the beidim enogim zvichadu. So based on the Minchas and other Svarim, this idea of this minute is one idea. So whatever the reason is by a pregnant woman, the reason why she can't be by a bris, a kvater will apply the same thing by chuppah as well. Now, Reuven, you asked by 29. So look in the Rebbe says, Habir ba Sichah lo balak beil achriya shekaf tzarli as a minig shumuberes leitish shivino ikvater. The Rebbe says this Sichah that I'm speaking about is not. I'm not coming to establish that a pregnant woman should not be a shishuvina or kvaten. Those people that have a minig, that a pregnant woman should not be a kvater or a shishuvina, so I'm just explaining that reason. And the Rebbe says also very interesting. Also biyodi levar minig chabad baza. The Rebbe says it's not clear to me what the minig chabad is over there. We got most of the time at Abasi. It's me at Abasi. The Rebbe says that you're going to tell a mother of her son or daughter that she can't be shishuvina, she can't be a utafir. That's a very, very big tsar. So you ask that our minig is l'cheira comes out from our 29 that lav dafke min Chabad. This is min Chabad. He's just explaining to those that. Right, so then it says, "Mashayin came beim to save if gam hi ubayla as a chasam kala veidzog nesel honer kala klapishmai gal and me him begada shishvina mamish." So it's not clear. It's not clear. What minich Chabad is. The Rebbe says it clear. Okay, Dalid. Nishleimer the beer bepashtas. So what's the straightforward explanation? The gefin shulchan aruch bekeshet shemini kaparas b'Yom Kippur as menetzu to the tanagelis the chaporo. Shulchan Aruch says regarding the custom of kaparas on the day before Yom Kippur that a pregnant woman, in addition to taking a hen for her own kapara, takes an additional rooster for her fetus. Says Nar was in dem guflas and Franz zwei des. This is genug tanagel echav tanagelos achas. Al eiler uber is an akeva is genug a tanagelos for the mutter in an uber zusammen. Und zwei Anoshim skarpen durch ein Tanagelis, Tanagel und zwei Anoshim durch ein Tanagelis, oder man darf haben 3 Öfes, 2 Tanagelis und ein Tanagel. Ein Tanagelis für die Mutter, und ein Tanagelis beschwil Sofik Abad. Now, Shulchan Aruch says that there's a custom before Yom Kippur, we know we take kaparas, so a pregnant woman has to take in addition to the hen, has to take a rooster for her fetus. Now, there are 2 opinions whether 1 rooster or 1 hen suffices. Since even if the fetus is a female, the 1 hen is adequate for both the mother and the fetus. Because a single rooster atoned for 2 men and a single hen for 2 women. Or she has to take 3 birds, 2 hens and 1 rooster. one hen for the mother, and an additional rooster and hen for the fetus whose gender is unknown. On Azay is their minig. With their minig then now the custom follows the latter opinion, based on the Arizal, that a pregnant woman takes 3 birds. He says, now this basis we can understand the 2 customs mentioned concerning a pregnant woman. Minig Yisraeli, as side the Shushavinin for Chasam Mikala on the side Vikala, side the quarters, by Bris Milah soll sich Tafket sein Tafket 2 and each other 2 von jedren. Now, the Jewish custom is that both the Shushavinin for a Chasam and Kala and the quarters for a Bris should be precisely 2 individuals, a man and a woman of 2 of each. Und der Fahrer, der Minig Yisrael, nicht zu nehmen an Ishmu Baris, weil damals ist doch noch einer, a Vlad, Haraya, der Vlad darf haben Rakapora for sich. Now, therefore the Jewish custom is to avoid selecting a pregnant woman. Why? Because this introduces somebody else. And the fact is that this fetus needs Kapora. So we see that this child is a real, we consider it a real person. As does and Draishish in other quarters. Or this is euch nit beshava mispar anashim is ken zayn as euch das is nit. Therefore, the Jewish custom is to avoid having selected a pregnant woman, and so why? Because there will be 3 shishuvin. It would be the kvater, and it would be uneven number of men and women, which could also be relevant consideration. It's an interesting story I once heard as a kid. There was a lady who got pulled over in California. They have something called a carpooling, which means that if you have you have 2 passengers, you have 2 passengers or more, so you can go on a special thing called a carpooling. So there was a lady that got pulled over, and the cop said to her that she's driving by herself in a carpooling. So she said, "What do you mean? I'm pregnant." And a child, a fetus, is considered 2 people. And I don't know, I didn't verify the story, but I think she fought and she won, because the court recognized that a fetus, even the Goyish court, is considered a separate entity. Akaponim, what do you see?
Political.
The what?
It's like political.
All right. So what do you see from here? So what comes out is the reason we need to have even numbers. It needs to be the Shushuvina needs to be even. And by having, or the kvaters need to be even, and by having the child or the mother pregnant, so you're not having 1, you're having or 2, you're having 3, which is not b'shava. All right, we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.
Sure, I'll stay.